take your seats.
Will you please put your hands together for old man Albert Smith? He's travelled here all the way on the megabus from South London, from Greensleeves Residential Home. Old man Albert Smith! Keep it going. It's going to take longer than that. Stop looking at my bum. Thank you. Yes, lovely too. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh crap, Dumbledore's let himself go. Unsurprisingly, I'm not Dumbledore. I am, in fact, Trevor Nunn. Yes. This is me on a denim-free day, letting it all go. No, seriously, I'm Albert Smith, also known as Old Man Albert Smith. I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. When Tim rang me and said, Albert, I want you to come out of retirement and open this memorial to Christopher Hornby, I was like, clearly you've forgotten, Timothy, what my act is like. Let's not forget in 2012, the Time Out reviewed it as like Countdown with Tourette's. Vowel, swear word. Consonant, swear word. Free from the top, swear word. We'll do our best. I did have letters of complaint in my day with regards to my use of colourful language. So my solicitor has said I've got to read a disclaimer. I'll be honest, it's a bit boring, so I've changed some bits around. Please be advised that during this performance, you may be subjected to the use of the following words. Poo. We. Bum claps. Farty stink pants. He knows what I'm talking about. And little Johnny Winkledraws. And last, but by no means least, Womble's noses. You know what they are? No, I can't tell you. It's a family show. Anyway, look, ask me after. First of all, thank you. First of all, look at this. It's Simon Lee, everybody. Hey? Yes, big hand for Simon Lee and this beautiful orchestra that have come out to help us. Hey? Simon Lee. He disappears for a bit, but when he comes back, by God, he gets more handsome than ever, doesn't he? Hey? You and me, Simon. Hey? It's like the silver-haired Laurel and Hardy, isn't it? Anyway, look, I don't want to talk about me, because I stink. It's true. I should apologise, really, to Simon. He might be able to smell it. You see, I've not been very well recently. Oh, I've been much worse than that. Come on, get with it. You see, well, there's no nice way to put it. My colostomy bag got blocked. I should have gone to the hospital with it, really. Instead, I pulled out the tube, trying to sort it out myself. It was a right mess. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to siphon petrol out of a car, have you? It's a bit like that. but without the petrol. Never again will I say, ooh, that tastes of crap. No, it doesn't. Only crap tastes of crap. Anyway, I can't stay long, I've got to get my bus. But what I wanted to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen, is of course the beautiful man, Christopher Hornby. Yes. Now, we're all here because we loved him. And he loved all of us. And that's what today's about. It's about meeting people that you've never met before, sharing stories, and learning new things. For example, did you know that his full name was Christopher Marjorie Zachariah Dorothy Sincerita Hornby Nagy? One thing you also probably didn't know is that he was my #1 fan. Except for my daughter, my wife, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and Simon, Nadine, Joe, Aidan. Well, anyway, maybe he was my number 14th fan. That's not the point. The point is, he followed me everywhere. Gigs, clubs, bathroom. Maybe he was my stalker. Anyway, I come to you today, ladies and gentlemen, with a message. And that message is... I come to you today, ladies and gentlemen, with a message. And that message is... Oi, Alid. Yes, you, Alid Jones. What are you doing, son? We've done this in rehearsal. Hey? You've never been on stage before? What's the matter with you? I say I come to you with a message, and the message is, and you bring the play. Shall we do it again? I come to you with a message, and that message is... It's Alid Jones, ladies and gentlemen! Hey! Here he is! It's Alid Jones! All right, stop. You got it wrong, remember? And that message is, sadly, ice cream will not be served during today's performance. And don't forget to listen to me on Classic FM from 9 AM till 12 PM on a Saturday. Get off! What's the matter with you? Hey, Alid Jones, everybody. Hear that, Alid? Imagine how loud it would have been if you got it right. Anyway, seriously, ladies and gentlemen, that message is simple and straight, a bit like a retarded ruler. It's this: you've got to love each other, love today, live for today, grab life with both hands and don't hold back. Because that's what he did, and I know that's what he wanted you to do. So if you are ever in a quandary, ladies and gentlemen, ask not what Jesus would do, but simply ask, what would Hornby do? And you've probably got it about right. I'm on old man Albert Smith. I've got to get me bus. You've been lovely. Be lucky!
than can never be seen, more to do than can never be done. There is far too much to take in here, more to find than can never be found. But the sun rolling high through the sapphire sky brings great and small to the endless round. It's the circle of life, and it moves us all through despair and hope, faith and love, till we find
Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing cast of The Lion King. I've been crying since about 10 o'clock this morning when they started singing, and it's going to happen again, I can tell you. It's amazing to see you. Thank you so much for coming. When I first said to Richard and Sophie, I want to have a memorial, the first thing they said was, you must have the Lyceum Theatre. So I want to say thank you to Richard and Sophie at Disney Theatrical. And thank you to ATG as well. This lovely young lady next to me here is my niece Catherine. We call her Kippy. And I said to her, I might be a bit tearful when I go on stage. So she said, it's all right, Uncle Tim, I'll come with you. But then, we thought the rest of the nieces and nephews might come as well. Come on, nieces and nephews. Lily, are you coming? Brooke and Aidan, are you coming? Quick as you like, on you come, on you come. Come on, Amelia. These beautiful people are our nieces and nephews, my nieces and nephews. And my godchildren are in the audience as well. I'm not going to talk too much about Chris. I'm not going to talk too much about our relationship. because we've all got our own memories and our own relationships with Chris, which are important and valued to all of us. What I do want to talk to you about is the reason, a way I want to perpetuate Chris's memory. And that's with a bursary for the Arts Educational School called the Chris Hornby Fund. Chris studied at the Arts Educational School, as did I, but a long time before him. Although I do look younger, it's true. And Chris received a bursary to go to Arts Ed. And had Chris not received that bursary, it's possible he wouldn't have been able to further his training. And then he wouldn't have met me. He wouldn't have met you. And had Chris not met you, we wouldn't be here in this room full of hundreds of beautiful people, and he wouldn't have affected people's lives and people's careers the way he did. Just from that little spark of the bursary, that's what happened. I was reading something about Anthony Gormley, the guy who designed the Angel of the North. Anthony Gormley received a £400 bursary when he was a student to help further him, and he said that's what managed to keep him going. And I think it behoves all of us, it behoves all of us. My speech is upstairs, I'm sure it doesn't say behoves me. We're in a very fortunate position that we can do something to help future generations who have the same dream as we had to do what we're lucky enough to do. And that's what I want this bursary, the Chris Hornby Fund, to do. I ideally want to fund a student through the full 3 years at Arts Ed. The Arts Ed students are upstairs. Hi, guys. So they're going to be collecting in the buckets on the way out. If you'd like to make a donation, I'd be very grateful. Just make sure you unfold it first. That's one of Gary Wilmot's. Thank you, Gary. It works back then, and it still works now. And we have a fundraising page. If you look at the Facebook page, Remembering Hornby, you'll see a link to the Just Giving page. And please help us help the future generations. Thanks very much. Enjoy the show.
Sung so many songs, I've made some bad rhymes. I've acted out my life on stages with 10,000 people watching. And we're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you. I know your image of me is what I hope to be. I treated you unkindly, darling, can't you see? There's no one more important to me, baby, can't you see through me? We're alone now, and I'm singing the song to you. You taught me precious secrets of a true love, withholding nothing. You came out in front, and I was hiding. But now I'm so much better. Words don't come together. Listen to the melody, 'cause my love is in there hiding. there's no space or time. I love you for my life. You're a friend of mine. And when my life is over, remember when we were together. We were alone and I was singing this song to you. We were alone and I was singing this song to you. We were alone and I was singing this song. Oh, singing this song to you.
Hi everyone, I'm back. Thank you to Thea and Sean and Chico Nugo for that very moving piece. That had me in tears this morning. I didn't plan to be on stage as much as this, so I'm going to go. The next item is Barry and Luke. This is Chris's brother, Barry, and our nephew, Luke. If you guys would like to come up on stage.
Just for the avoidance of doubt, I am Chris's brother Barry, and this is his nephew Luke. Just saying. So just before I do start, unfortunately because of Mum's ill health, she's not able to make it today, but please rest assured that she's told me exactly what to say. So this is an ode to Hornby from his family, or better known as our Chris. Born in the front room at Kensington Road, arrived abundant of fun, the world to behold. With a passion for dramatics that was plain to see, welcome to the life of Christopher William G. Chris's home life, upbringing and early development was very much shaped and formed by the women in his life. His mum, his sisters, Jackie, Debbie and Carol. Chris worked them all tirelessly and could do no wrong. It was during this period he started to sing and show his class. And about that time, Chris was given the nickname of Lavender. Well, you can guess the rest. Growing up in Southport, Chris thrived an amateur dramatic life. Pretty soon it became clear that his future lay in the world of theatre. So off to the bright lights of London was the only place for him. It was at this stage that he met and fell in love with Tim.
Chris travelled the world implying his trade. With his fun-loving and sense of adventure, it held no bounds. But like a homing pigeon, he always returned to his stomping grounds. Family occasions and parties were always a must. For a choreographed dance in Chris, we could always trust. Chris loved his nephews, godchildren, and his nieces to pieces. He teased them, tormented them all to his delight. Every so often, he would give a poke in the ribs. With comic timing and walking away, he would call no more. Or if the time was right, it may be a cheeky little flea bite. Chris always got the last one in and would chuckle with laughter as he moved away, having settled the score. Well Child was something that was very close to his heart. Whenever he could then, Chris would always take a leading part. Together with Mark, they would run for miles. Raising money was the important aim, but not as important as the joy, satisfaction and winning smiles.
Standing here in this dramatic and wonderful theatre, Chris will be watching these fantastic proceedings on the floor. It's still hard to believe that he won't come walking through that door. We'll still expect to meet him when walking in town. Trips to London will never be the same as the curtains come down. So how will we all remember Chris? a passionate, fun-loving, lovable and loving man. A great friend, brother, uncle and a loving son. Reliable, dependable and always there in a crisis. Chris gave his most valuable asset and that was his time. And in return he expected nothing. Priceless. For his friends and family, that time could never be measured. To his friends and family, it will always be treasured. With Chris's wild, wacky and wicked sense of humour, his cheeky, lopsided grin and sticky-out looks, but most of all, who amongst us will ever forget those loving, tender and heartfelt hugs? Remembering Hornby, a true gentleman.
Sunshine in your smile, bring me laughter all the while. In this world where we live, there should be more happiness, so much joy you can give to each brand new bright tomorrow. Make me happy through the years. Never bring me any tears. Let your arms be as warm as the sun from above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me love. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Bring me sunshine in your smile. Bring me laughter all the while. In this world where we live, there should be more happiness, so much joy you can give to each brand new bright tomorrow. Make me happy through
That was Miss Louise Dearman, and obviously You Are My Sunshine, hi, I'm Anthony Lynn, by the way. Thank you. I'm one of the associate directors of The Lion King. And we had that song because, as you know, the guys and Tim called Chris Sunshine, and they had You Are My Sunshine at their wedding. Am I the only person who is surprised by how emotional I am all over again today? No, yeah? That's okay. We can all be emotional together, right? Yeah? I was very worried when I first arrived that I was underdressed, but then I saw Albert, so that was... But then I saw Alid, so now I'm just confused again. Damn, I thought I got the dress code right. I'm here to represent The Lion King. The rest of the Lion King team, unfortunately, are in China, which I would make a joke about, but the only joke I know about China begins with, there was a young lady from China, and I don't think I can finish it. So, so I won't. Instead, I'll say I'm here on behalf of the Lion King team, but moreover as a dear friend of Chris's. There are many here who are friends with Chris for a great deal longer than my good self, and of course his family, and of course the remarkable Tim. But I knew Chris on and off for about 15 years, and then in the last 3 years, when he was the resident director here in this beautiful theatre with the Lion King, we became very, very firm friends. One of those people who you meet and you instantly feel on the same page with. And that was Chris to me. He was everything that was good about our industry, everything that was good as a human being. And one of the truly remarkable things I found about Chris when he arrived here was just how welcoming and inclusive he was of many artists who in The Lion King have come from overseas, many artists from Africa and other continents, and how much he made them feel at home. Maybe that was because he was from Southport, which of course is the cultural melting pot. I don't know, but I thought maybe that had something to do with it. And he would be welcoming and inclusive, and as you all know, had such an enormous and wonderful, wonderful heart. When one talks about life, and when one talks about the tragedy of losing Chris as early as we did, one has to stop and think, what is life after all? Do we only count it in the number of years, or do we count it in what we achieve while we're here? In which case, gosh, Chris lived to be about 500 years old. He achieved so much in the time that he was with us, so much. And I know that you all know that. In the November, before we said goodbye to Chris in December, I was in town for Lion King auditions, and we were sitting in Bill's restaurant just at the front here of the theatre. Very good sausage starter, recommend it, get in there. No, it really is good. I started to say to him, because he was at Lion King longer than he'd been at any other show, and certainly not because we were going to look to get rid of him, far from it. We were so delighted to have him with us. I started to say to him, have you ever thought about what you'd like to do next? And he said, well, the thought does cross my mind. He said, but I've never worked on a show or a building where I felt so fulfilled or so happy. And who amongst us can say that? Who amongst us can say that they have, even in your early 40s, achieved your life dreams and more? Who can say that you are working in a job that you can think of no other job or no other place you would rather be? Who can say that you are in a relationship with someone who anybody would give their right arms to be in a relationship with? To have a family who you speak of constantly and with such love, to have the best set of friends in the entire world, to be one of the best colleagues you could wish to meet, and know some of the dirtiest jokes known to man. All of that was true of Chris, and what a legacy that is. I'm getting the thumbs up, so my filling in is over. Thank you for being here. Give to the bursary.
I'm tall, I'm not that tall, come on. Hey everybody. My name is Kwesi Jeffers, and I'm one of the cast members of The Lion King on the UK tour. And I did meet Chris quite a couple of times, and we chat quite a couple of times about a lot of stuff, and he just slipped right in. He just fit like, you know, someone that you've met quite a long time. And I'm working with his husband. You know, I just felt the need to lend him that support, because when you said goodbye to Chris, you know, we were all there for him up in the tour, and I just think that on behalf of the Zebra Tour, this is all love to Chris and to Tim. My gift is my soul, and this one's for you. You can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. I sat on the roof and I kicked off the moss. Well, some of these verses, well, they got me quite cross, but the sun's been kind. But I wrote this song. It's for people like you that keep it turned on. Well, excuse me for getting, but these things I do. You see, I forgot green or they blue. Anyway, the thing is, what I really need, yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. And you can tell everybody this is your soul. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. No, you're in the world.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I'd like to share with you the eulogy that I read at Chris's funeral. We called him Pants Boy. He called me Pop-Tart and my wife Prawn. He was one of 2 godfathers to my beautiful daughter Lily, the other being Tim, of course. We ran the marathon together. We completed the London duathlon together. We've laughed and cried together. He was quite simply, part of the fabric of our lives. I stand before you here today and tell you that I'm lucky. Lucky because I have met a superhero. Lucky because I have met an angel. I'm lucky because this superhero, this angel, was our best friend, Chris. He didn't have a cape like an ordinary superhero, although we know he had the tights. And on numerous occasions has been known to wear his pants on the outside of his trousers. He didn't have wings like an ordinary angel. He didn't have those things because he didn't need them. He didn't need them because he wasn't ordinary, anything but. He was quite simply extraordinary. Our friend Chris had the capacity to care, to heal, and to love with his whole heart. He went out of his way for others. When our friend Chris hugged you, you knew that he loved you, because at that very moment, he swept you up into his arms, you forgot all your worries, and nothing else mattered. Our friend Chris saw the best in everyone. He saw what they could be, and not just what they were. He brought out the best in everyone that met him. He radiated love, happiness, healing, and goodness. And if anyone needed proof of that, they'd only have to look at the messages on Facebook and Twitter in the days, weeks, and months after his passing. Our friend Chris had that amazing ability to bring out the inner child in you, sometimes the naughty child, and sometimes the annoying child. Our friend Chris loved his family, he loved his friends, he loved his life, and he loved Tim. I know this not just because he told me on many occasions, but because when you saw them together, you just knew. It radiated from them. It was just right. But our friend Chris wasn't just our best friend, the superhero, the angel. He's everyone's best friend. And whether they knew it or not, he was everyone's superhero, everyone's angel. And with them, with us, he shared his heart, his happiness, and his love. Immediately after, I looked in various dictionaries under the word angel, and definitions that appear time and again are the following: a guardian spirit, and a person who is kind, pure, or beautiful. Well, if there was an opening for an angel, they couldn't have found a guardian spirit that is more kind, more pure, or more beautiful than our best friend, Chris. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, next is, well, you'll know her as Dawn Buckland. I know her as my wife. She's also one of the Hornby wives, but he used to call her Prawn, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at me, a woman, calm and in control. No silly girl whose head's always turning. Nobody could guess that deep inside my soul, a brand new flame in me is burning. Only he has the power to move me, and together we'd make the whole world move in sympathy. thinking of a time that I discover the one to guide me. Searching the horizon, didn't realize that all the time he was beside me. Only he has the power to move me, and together we make the whole world move in sympathy. Him and me will be supplied. Only he could stand a break that long, stand by me when I was going on. What if he could wait? Have I left it too late? Only he has the power to move me, and together we'd make the whole world move in sympathy. Keep and pray that I'm tied. Can he feel the yes? That next time I'm gonna answer yes. Does he know he's back today? This time I'm gonna make him stay. Only he has the power every day, every hour. He moves me. I love you, bugger.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Omid Jalili, and this is Jodie Prenger.
Oh, I've just laddered my tights, and my mascara's all the way halfway down my kneecaps. I'm so sorry. But I tell you what, today, and we're here from the Oliver crew, and the memories that I held, and I didn't really prepare anything today, and that is in my own way that I didn't really want to accept that it's happened. And then I got to thinking on the way here, I thought, do you know what? This smiler, this sunshine, and the laughter he brought into rehearsal rooms will always, always, always live on in every single show we all go on to. And the laughter mainly came from, well, I call it laughter. It was me playing with the kids saying the first one who can say fart face gets a lollipop. And but the joy that he brought into every rehearsal room for me, and I know I can speak for many out here, will always, always live on in my heart, in your heart, and therefore he will never, ever be gone. Here's to you, kid.
Those of you who don't know, Chris Hornby was primarily when we were working on Oliver. I remember he was one of the directors, and because he was very parental and very mature and very nurturing. He'd look after the children, and I think it was obvious that he would also, because of those qualities, would look after me specifically, because he knew I was trouble. Chris would come and see me before a show and say, "Now you're not going to mess about tonight, are you?" And we often had arguments and discussions, and of course he was from Southport, because my wife is from, my wife's a Scouser, and they hit it off immediately, and they became very good friends. They often made fun of me in the dressing room. They said, you know, Omid's funniness is legendary. And by legendary, I mean it's a myth. It's a bit like the Loch Ness Monster. You've heard of it, but no one's ever seen it. That's what they would say. And there was an argument I had with Chris. And I just want to say this quick story about how Chris would deal with me. I never understood why, in Pick a Pocket, the kids would pull out Fagin's underwear, this filthy underwear that was soiled and stained, and would say, "Poor Fagin, they stink." And I'd tell Chris, I think, "Don't you think Fagin should have a line?" He goes, "He probably should have, but it's a family show, and knowing you, I think it's best if you just carry on singing Pick a Pocket and don't be, tempted to do anything." And so one night I couldn't help it. And I went on, and they pulled out my underwear, soiled and filthy. They said, "Poor Fagin, they stink." And I said, "Well, so would you if you spent 6 months next to my bollocks." And I remember that. And I came off stage, and Chris was in my dressing room at halftime. He said, "Now you know what you did. And you know it was wrong. It was piss funny, and I loved it. But you can't do that." And I said, "Why?" Because it's a family show. And I said, "Well, the Bumbles, look at the Bumbles. They're doing all that inappropriate stuff because what the Bumbles do is their business. You can't do this." I said, but they're doing inappropriate stuff that's not funny, as long as at least my stuff is funny." He goes, "Well, I'm sure in a court of arbitration, that kind of point would score points, but you cannot do that in a musical show." And that was Chris for me. He was tolerant, he was kind, he was forbearing. And these are qualities which he had in such abundance. I don't know if Chris was a very religious person. I know where I come from, we believe that there is no heaven and hell. You take with you in the next life all your great qualities. And I really believe that he has qualities in abundance. So this is for you, Chris. Thank you very much. Wonderful to be here.
I seem to be back again. I wasn't expecting to appear this much. That amazing song, Mamelang, was written and arranged by Cello, who was conducting it, and Chris loved it so much when they performed it in the Golden Kite concert. He recorded it and brought it home to play to me, and we used to listen to it at home quite a lot. So thank you so much to Cello and the choir. Wonderful. I'm quite proud about this next bit. I'm going to invite my dad, Donald, onto the stage, and he's here with my nephew, Will. Come on, Pappy.
Well, that does away with the first thing I was going to say. I was going to start by saying, I can hear what you're thinking. What you're thinking is, who is this geezer then? What's he gonna do? He's not singing and he's not dancing. He must be up here for some reason. I've got some notes about the reason. They're not too long. I think you better go and sit down, Will. You're supposed to number your pages, aren't you? Oh, okay. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Okay, now the reason I'm here is because I have the great privilege to be Tim's father. He also has the great privilege to be my son. One of the best parts about that, of course, is that I was Chris's.
I knew I wouldn't be able to say this without breaking up.
Hornby was my son-in-law. Okay, you can guess I loved him a lot. I still miss him. You're not back there hiding, are you, or anything like that? Yeah, he is. He used to come through the front door. I'd hear the front door slam, and then I'd hear his voice, "What ho, Pappy Dom?" Amongst the many things I remember him for was the fund of one-liners, little riddles, really awful jokes he came round with. We've heard a lot about some of his jokes. I'm just going to do the clean ones. I'm grateful to, I think it's mostly the children in Oliver who fed all these stories to Chris, and then he used to come round with them. So thanks to them. So if you recognise any of these, I'm sure you will, you can groan or cry in pain, you could laugh even, but best of all, you could put some of that silently falling money that Tim asked you to unfold into the Hornby bucket. Okay, so here we go. If you know the answers to any of these, keep them to yourself. Okay, why do bakers start work early in the morning? They need the dough. Hey, thank you very much. Okay, now, I would like you to do this now. Make this noise, please. Oh, that's really terrible. Much louder. Well, you're very well trained. Now, why do bees hum? Because they don't know the words. And bearing in mind we're sort of coming up to Christmas and it's getting a bit seasonal, tell me what you know about the Ark. It's what the Herald Angels sing. Think about it? Okay. Thank you, it's one of the best. Boom, there's one more. Okay. I'm going in a minute, Gov. There's two, okay, finally, there are two flies playing in a saucer. They're playing football. They're having a good time, but one of them says to the other, we're going to have to be better than this next week. Why is that? We're in the cup. Right, so that's got the agony out of the way now. We're going to have somebody sensible doing something really good up here. You may have seen her in Oliver, or in Wicked, in The Sound of Music, in Mamma Mia. If you've spent any time in Australia, you'll surely have seen her on the stage there. She's a great Australian export. When I was saying to a family member that I was going to introduce the next act by saying she is a great Australian export, the person to whom I was speaking misheard me and said that I was going to introduce her, she dared me to introduce the next person as the great Australian escort. Wendy, honestly, wherever you are, I'm not going to introduce you like that. So here she is, Wendy Lee Purdy.
It is time to fill those tear-stained cheeks with a smile that ushers in beautiful memories. making our hearts fertile. It is time to be okay with not being okay every day. Giving room daily to the challenge to eat, love, and pray. To surrender to the hopes of tomorrow, leaving behind the pain and the sorrow. It is time to remember his warm eyes, his smile, his laugh, his kind words, breathtaking moments of excited sighs, all his sunshine bits that places him in the skies. It is time to take comfort because we had him. He had us. We have him. He has us. It is time to lower the curtains, dim the lights, whisper a prayer. As we say goodnight, we salute you, Chris, as you take your angelic reign. It is time until we meet again.
Please don't be offended if I push through your arms. Please
That was the choir of the Arts Educational Schools, and I'm very proud that I attended there. You can't fail to be moved by something like that, and that's the reason I want to start this fund. That's the reason I want to perpetuate Hornby's memory, so that we're very lucky. I was saying to Lou Plank, who's helped me so much with this event, we're very lucky. I've always been taken to live theatre ever since I was a small child. We used to go to the ballet, and then I would dance off down the street afterwards. That was a sign, wasn't it? This is where I get it from, Dad, isn't it? We're lucky because we can go and see theatre, we can go to art, we can go to plays, to musicals, and so we know how much it's valuable, how it's a positive influence on life and how it can make you feel better about the world. Last night, 2 of my friends came to see The Lion King, and just before we did the tech rehearsal, I met them outside. Sarah's here, and she was in tears because she'd been moved by the show. She's in the business, and the live performance had moved her that much. And I think we all have had somebody in our lives who's changed our lives. I know I certainly did. I had a dance teacher called Anne Heaton, and she changed my life. She and her husband John were like my theatrical parents, and we now have the opportunity to help somebody to change their life. Jane from Arts was saying to me, sometimes they will offer a full scholarship to a student, but that student still isn't able to attend because they can't afford the travel. They can't afford the £70 a week to go to the supermarket. They can't afford to buy their shoes. And for the want of that small amount, somebody's life can change, and then they can change other people's lives, like Chris did for all of yours. And like he did for mine. So, one more act, then on the way out, I'll open the wallets, empty them in, that'll be lovely, and I'll see you out there. Thanks, everyone.
If you know this, you can sing along. It's for Chris.
Sounds are blazing and the fires are burning way down in the valley tonight. There's a man in the shadow with a gun in his eye and a blade shining up so bright. There's a devil in the air and thunders in the sky and the villains on the bloodshot streets. And down in the tunnel with a deadly horizon, I swear I saw a young boy down in the gutter. He was starting to foam from the heat. And baby, you're the only thing in this whole world that's pure and good and right. And wherever you are, wherever you go, there's always gonna be some light. But I gotta get out, I gotta break it out now before the final crack of dawn. You know we gotta make the most of this one night together. When it's over, you know we'll both be so alone. You all know it, I know it! Come on! Like a bat of hell, I'll be gone when the morning comes. When the night is over, like a bat of hell, I'll be gone, gone, gone. Like a bat of hell, I'll be gone when the morning comes. When the day is done and the sun goes down and the moonlight shining through. And like a sinner before the gates of heaven, I'll come crawling on back to you. Well, I'm gonna hit the highway with a battered ram on a silver black motor of mine. When the motor is hot and the engine is hungry and we're all about to see the light. And nothing in the grass in this rotten old hole, and everything's running out. And nothing really runs and no really rolls, and nothing never worth the price. And if I never down, if I never get out, I know that I'm there if I do. But with every single bit of love in my heart, you know I wanna be there with you. And if I gotta be damned, you know I wanna be damned, dancing through the night with you. And if I wanna be damned, you know I wanna be damned. I gotta be damned, you know I wanna be damned. I gotta be damned, you know I wanna be damned. Dancing through the night, dancing through the night, dancing through the night with you. Baby, you're the only thing in this whole world that's good and pure and right. So I gotta be good and I gotta be strong. And only gonna be so polite. But I gotta get out, I gotta bring it out now before we see the look of dawn. You know we gotta make the most of this one night together. When it's over alone, we'll both be so alone. Come on, everybody, sing with me.